Hey guys, second episode of our Getting to Scratch video series. Today we're going to cover chipping. Chipping is a big issue a lot of amateurs have, so once again our goal of this video series is to try and simplify things for the average weekend golfer. I hope you guys enjoyed our putting content. That video did really well, so thank you if you watched, thank you if you liked, thank you if you subscribed. But like I said, today we're going to cover chipping. We're going to cover a couple different things. I'm going to give you guys a really simple drill that'll help your chipping. I'm going to help you guys shallow out the club path. I'm going to help you guys understand a little bit more about the bounce. You know, you hear all these big buzzwords as an amateur, and you're like, yeah, sure, I think I understand what that means, but I don't really know. So today I'm going to try and simplify all that for you and help you understand that. And like I said, hopefully help you improve your chipping and knock some strokes off your score around the green. We're going to cover a bunch of different stuff today, so make sure you stay tuned. Like I said, the goal of this video series is to simplify things for the average weekend golfer. So if that's you, make sure you subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like I said, today we're going to work on our chipping. And in order to do that, we need to understand how to use a wedge correctly. And a lot of what I see from amateurs, and partially what I used to do as an amateur as a wedge player, and why I was not very good or why I really struggled with inconsistency, was because I wasn't using the wedge appropriately due to the strike of the actual contact of the chip and the angle of attack into the actual chip itself. Now, that's a lot of fancy buzzwords. I'm going to try and simple it down for you guys on how I did that. But first, like I said, we want to understand what I actually mean by that. So you see this is my old right-handed 56-degree wedge. What I see from amateurs a ton, and what I'm going to try and avoid and help you guys fix, is a lot of this, a lot of very steep, handsy, you're coming in. Like I said, if you think of a bottom of a semicircle, you want and how I want to simplify this for you guys is you want to think of the bottom edge or the leading edge of the club and the bottom of the club and the sole of the club as a semicircle. And this is what helped me really truly understand it. Was you think of that bottom club and you think if the semicircle is too upright like this, right? If you think of it like that, that's really a lot of room for error, right? When you get very handsy with it, it's how you pick it straight up and you flip at it at the bottom. That's not where you want to be. So you want to, in order to do that, like I said, you want to get that parabola, or the bottom of the semicircle, wider and get it as close to flat as possible. So when I think of chipping, I almost want to think of it like I'm doing almost like a putting stroke. And a lot of the stuff we're going to cover, today is going to help fix that. So like I said, we want to use this as the leading edge, and the goal of today is to shallow out our angle of attack and that semicircle so that we're gliding across the turf and not stabbing at it and chunking it. So, like I said, I'm going to give you guys a simple drill, which you'll see here shortly, and I'm going to give you guys a couple tips and a couple swing thoughts to think about when you're chipping. Golf towel, you're going to put it under your arms like so. If you disconnect your arms in the chipping motion at all, the towel will fall out. What this drill is designed to do, it's designed to help keep the triangle between your arms and your chest. You're going to want to use your big muscles during this drill, your chest and your shoulders. A good swing thought I like to have is if you take your club head back when you're chipping and you reach out your right hand and it's too close to the club head, you're probably not going to be a great wedge player. So doing this drill will allow you to shallow out your angle of attack. And a good swing thought that I like to have is, like I said, getting that club head as far away from my right hand as possible on the backswing. I also always want to make sure that my weight is dispersed 60-40, 60% on my front foot, 40% on my back foot, maybe even 70-30 sometimes. Like I said, I like to rehearse this to get that club head away from my right hand on the backswing. Doing that will allow you to be wider through the through stroke and glide across the turf when you're chipping it. You can see from these rehearsals I'm really trying to be wide through impact. Feel versus real here. It may not look like that when I'm actually chipping, but that's what I'm trying to feel in my actual swing itself. My chest is the main focal point of my chipping motion. I find that if I can keep my center of my chest or the center of my sternum over the ball, that if I can return to that position at the bottom of my impact position, that I'll generally be able to clip it. Like I said, guys, big muscles here. Think chest and shoulders like you're putting. We want to eliminate the error around the easy shots. So try this drill next time you're practicing your chipping, and you'll be able to hear how my chip shots sound in the next video. So now that we've hopefully improved your chipping technique, and like I said, guys, I'm trying to make this simple. I hope that the getting the club head away from your right hand and using your big muscles makes sense to you. Our goal for this is to really eliminate the margin of error for the chipping shots. Yes, you still may chunk some, you still may blade some, but it's not going to happen as often because your angle of attack is now more shallow, and the margin for error there is not as wide for if you're steep and handsy. But now we're going to work on your club path, and what I mean by that is the club path through impact and on your back swing and on your through swing. I have a video next that I'm going to talk about what I like to do, and hopefully this helps. For me personally, and some people have different wedge philosophies, but I really like to cut across it or almost feel like I'm hitting a little cut when I'm chipping it. I really like to make sure that that club head is outside of my hands on the way back. And you can see me rehearsing the difference between what it feels like to be outside for what it versus inside. Right there is extremely outside. And remember guys, this is feel versus real. My actual shots aren't going to look like this, but I just want to know what it feels like to be on both sides, and I want to ensure that I'm not doing inside. Here's a couple chip shots to a short-sided pin over a bunker. Like I said, feel versus real. I know it may not look like my rehearsals, but you'll hear even from the second one that I didn't hit it great, but it still is a decent shot because my margin for error is wider versus if I was steep. Try practicing this when you're recording or when you're chipping yourself. If you're going to record yourself, just ensure that that club head is outside of your hands and your takeaway. That should really help your margin for error and hit better chip shots. Now that we've hopefully improved your chipping technique and with the club path with said technique, the last thing we're going to talk about is the ball flight and height of each chip shot. Since this technique is so simple, I'm going to make this ball flight discussion really simple as well. If you want to hit the high shot, play the ball off your front foot in your stance when you're chipping. If you want to hit it mid-flight, play it in the middle of your stance. And if you want to hit the low checky spinner, play it off your back foot. Always ensure that your weighting is 70-30 when you're doing this. That'll put a wrap on our second video of our Getting to Scratch video series. I really like making this type of content for you guys. So if you're new here, please subscribe. And we've seen a ton of growth so far on the channel, so thank you so much if you're already subscribed. Make sure you like the video. And if this helped you, and if you like this type of content, please leave a comment and let me know. I'm always open for feedback on improving stuff. Like I said, we might do another chipping video in the video series later down the line. Our next video we're going to cover is most likely going to be irons. Make sure your notifications are on. I'm going to do an update video of kind of what to expect from the channel for the next month. But once again, thank you guys for watching so much. Like I said, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I know I say that a ton, but it helps my channel grow. I really like doing this, but have a great weekend, guys. I appreciate it.